Welcome to One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. I'm your host, Dr. P, Dr. Wayne Pernell, the Exponential Success Coach. Welcome back. Today, we're talking about success and how you never seem to quite get there. When you set your sights on something, it's like, yeah, but there's always more. There's always more. And the truth is, guess what? There's always more. This is called the dynamic balance of success. It's not an either or. It's not, oh, I made it, I didn't make it. It's like, well, today I did this and I did this and I did this, but wow, I've left this and this and this undone. And the truth is, there will always be things on your to-do list. The other truth is that things take time. Things take time. And one more truth, once you set your sight on a particular success goal and you get there or you approach getting really close to there, it is not uncommon to reevaluate and to determine that what you thought was going to be success actually the target moved. And the target moved because you got bigger. You got taller, your perspective changed. And so your ability to see what looked like success a little while ago, it's different now, right? It's not either or. It's always in a dynamic balance. It's in a dynamic balance. If you, I don't know if you had or have seen these mobiles that hang from the ceiling, and there's these little pieces that are attached to these rods that are attached to strings that they move, right? And they move with the air in the room and they move up and down because they're in balance. And if you shift one, everything changes. Everything goes out of balance. And so success is kind of like that you're always in a space of adjusting and finding that balance and adjusting and finding that balance and adjusting and finding that balance. The same is true of work-life balance. Work-life balance, I got to have time for me. And that's true. And that changes also when you spend time focusing on your finances. You're probably letting some other things go. When you spend time focusing on your relationships, you may be letting some other things go. When you spend time focusing on your health, I say that as I cough at the tail end of COVID. When you spend time focusing on your health, hey, you're probably letting some other things go, right? So I know that when I was deep into the heaviest part of COVID, I spent a good amount of time sleeping. I spent like 2.5 days sleeping. And what did I let go? Pretty much everything else, because that was the focus, right? So work-life balance, life balance, you have life, and we're all given 24 hours in our day. And so the question is, what are you prioritizing today? And maybe if you broke that down, it'd be, what are you focusing on in this next block of time? Because I think that's really important. We need to be able to look ahead. This is productivity. You need to be able to look ahead at your week, and then, your month, look ahead to your year, your quarter, your month, your week, your day, the hours in a day. And really, like, you're in charge of that. And you're the one putting things on the calendar and shifting those things. And I guarantee you that everything on your to-do list isn't going to happen today. You are a high performer, which means you've probably overloaded your to-do list with things that are top priority. And it's really a matter of how do you balance all of the priorities. The other piece about success is that, most people miss that the journey does change them. What you thought was going to be success. If you look back 5 years and go, gosh, in 5 years, I want to have this and this and this. And you've probably accomplished pretty much everything you said you wanted 5 years ago. And now you're at a place going, is that it? Like, I sure would love to have done more, have more in my life. The question is, what do you want in your life? What do you want in your life now? Because that is part of the balance, right? Your perspective changed as you grew, your ability to take on more, your ability to understand more, not only about your life, but about, I mean, all the pieces of your life. You're, again, back to relationships, back to health. Your body has changed in the last 5 years. The way it responded to certain fuel, it's going to be responding to that fuel differently. The way it responds to sleep and its sleep needs, it's going to have different needs now. Your relationships, they need different things because you're in a different place with yourself, which means that your ability to give is different. Your requests and your needs personally are different. Your needs professionally are different, and so it is a matter of ongoing energy management, and not just physical energy, but also psychic or psychological energy as well. And so you really need to recognize that the journey changes you, and to be happy about that. It's like, okay, so what I thought was success, that's a milestone. What's the next? What's the next? And that's really the work, is to keep in front of you, what is your next big next, right? Everything you've got in front of you is there. Everything that you've got around you is there because you made that happen, right? You accomplished certain things. You got that living space, that car, that whatever it is, you put that there, right? So that's an accomplishment, and it might have looked hard a while ago, and now it's just part of, well, you have, for those that have homes, right? You worked hard to get your home, and it was really difficult. And now it's like, well, you're just paying the rent, the mortgage, whatever. Like, you're just, that you have it. Now what? Now you're just maintaining it. And so the dynamic balance of success is just that. It is dynamic. You are at a place of maintaining some things, which does, maintenance requires energy and effort. And in a relationship, that requires energy, attention, and effort. And so it's really about, where is your presence going? The dynamic balance of success is, one, to recognize it's dynamic, and really to then focus on, where is your presence needed the most in this moment, and then in the next moment, and then in the next moment, right? So um, it felt really far away before, and now what you've got is really easy, or easier, and the next big next is going to feel really far away. And that's cool. That's exciting, actually, if you let it be. If you let it be exciting, it's like, yeah, you know what? This body needs this fuel and this much exercise and this much rest. Um, and then my next big next for this body is what, right? And sometimes it's back to basics. Like, sometimes I will tell you, in the midst of COVID, the thing my body needed, sleep. That was, that seems like it. And then since then, it's been like, deliberate breathing. That's a good thing. And that's what success was in the moment. Mostly it's, wow, how do I energize this body? How do I move it? How do I, keep going? It's like, that's cool. If you use that as an analogy, you can do that with your business and the various parts of your business. What are you working on? What needs attention? You do that in your life. What needs attention? Is it financial? Is it relationships? Is it spiritual? Right? So, and a lot of people drop that out, or let it just be. It's just one of the things I carry on doing. I carry on carrying on. Is it creative? One of my friends just bought an amazing guitar, right? Like, how awesome is that, to step into a big desire and to say, this was a level of success. It's an accomplishment to have this thing. and also at the back of your mind to know, like, there's something else. Like, once I once I have competence and confidence in playing this thing, there's something else. And that is a beautiful drive. Like, that is the love of life, the joy of life, the joie de vivre, right? That it's like, wow, there's so much more to experience. That is the dynamic balance of success. Experience in the moment and know that there is more. And I call that, some people think it's funny. I call that being joyfully dissatisfied. You can be joyful about all the things you've created. You can be joyful in your life and still know there's more. And it's like, I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm joyful, exuberant even, right? And at the same time, I know there's more. I'm not going to stop, and neither are you. And that's what's cool. So look back. Yikes. All right. So look back at what you're really good at. When you first started all that, you weren't very good at it, right? And now look at what you're taking on, and you may or may not be good at what you're taking on. And then look at what the next level is for you, and whether that's acquiring a thing or acquiring a skill or engaging with other people in a different way. That takes some practice, and it takes stepping into. So recognize that you don't have to be great at something right now. Success is dynamic. Success does require you to go through the phases of learning. You're going to not be great at something right away. Awesome. And the question is, what's the next big thing you can take on that you can say, wow, I'm not great at this, but I can figure it out. I know I need to gather the people around me. I know I need to gather other resources around me, people who know, people who have done this, people who have a different perspective than me. That's what coaching is for, by the way, is to get a different perspective on your life. Like, a lot of people still don't understand coaching. Oh, it's life coaching. What's that? It's like, no. It's not about life coaching. It's about getting a perspective on your life so that, what I do is exponential success coaching. It's like, I will focus on your life and get you to focus on your life in a way that you must level up. It's sort of like, once you've shined a light in a certain area, it's like, oh, now that I've seen it, I got to take care of it. That's the magic. That is the magic. And that is part of the dynamic balance of success. That is exponential success when you do step into it. If you're interested in learning more about exponential success, I invite you to go to www.exponentialsuccesssummit.com. Exponentialsuccesssummit.com. Take a look. Look around. It may not be for you. On the other hand, it may be perfect for you, and you won't know till you explore that. So keep moving. Recognize that sometimes you have to take a step backward in order to have the perspective and the momentum you need to take an even bigger step forward, right? All of this is under your control. You own your life. You own your life. So stay curious, keep making your magic. Check out exponentialsuccesssummit.com, and I will see you here next time. Thanks for joining me. This is One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. I am Dr. Wayne Pernell, the Exponential Success Coach.